What if I told you that you are not broken, that the pain you carry is not who you are, that beneath the noise, the fear, the scars, there is a place within you untouched by suffering, silent, still, unshakable? Have you ever truly asked, what is it that hurts, and who is the one that feels the hurt? We live in a world addicted to control, obsessed with certainty. We cling to identities that fracture with time. We build castles in the mind, only to drown in their shadows. Thoughts race, emotions twist, and we call it life. But deep down, there is a longing, a sacred ache, for peace that doesn't disappear, for stillness that isn't dependent on perfect conditions, for freedom not made of escape, but of presence. You've been taught that strength is armor, that being unshakable means becoming harder, colder, sharper. But that's a lie. The truth is softer, wiser, quieter. It doesn't roar. It listens. It doesn't fight. It sees. You are not here to become invulnerable by shutting down. You are here to remember that what you are cannot be wounded by the passing clouds of thought. Think of the sky. The sky is never disturbed by the storms it holds. It makes room for them. And when they pass, the sky remains untouched. So what if your peace didn't depend on people behaving the way you want? On your past being different? On your future being certain? What if peace wasn't something you earned, but something you remembered? Because right now you might feel lost in overthinking, wandering corridors of what-ifs and why-nots, haunted by moments you can't go back and change, terrified of what tomorrow may demand. But listen closely, the voice that panics, the voice that doubts, that voice is not you. It is a visitor, a cloud passing through your sky. The mind fears silence because it cannot control it. But silence holds the medicine. Right now, in this moment, you do not need to fix yourself. You only need to witness, to breathe, to sit still with the waves inside you and not try to make them calm, but to feel the vastness that watches the waves. That vastness, that is your true self. You've mistaken your reflection in a shattered mirror for your face. You've called the ache of unprocessed emotion who you are. But you are the light that sees the pain, not the pain itself. You've carried so much, memories like stones in your chest, words that pierced and stayed, regrets you wear like old clothes that no longer fit. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still listening, still capable of returning to your center. Because nothing, not shame, not loss, not betrayal, can stain the truth of what you are. It can only obscure it. And what are you? You are the awareness that noticed your first breath and will remain through your last. You are the stillness behind the story, the watcher of the dream. Let yourself unravel. Let the need to be enough dissolve in the light of knowing you always were. Let the echoes of old wounds fade into the silence that never left you. Let the fear of falling become the invitation to fly, because when you finally stop running, when you stop gripping the rope of control so tightly that your hands bleed, you'll see there was never anything to hold on to, and nothing was ever holding you back but your belief that something could. What if you stopped trying to be okay and allowed yourself to simply be? That is the doorway. This isn't about escaping life. It's about returning to it. Fully, present, whole. The mind will still whisper. The world will still move chaotically. But you will not be moved, because you will remember the secret, that nothing outside you can truly disturb what is within. When the storm comes, you do not become the wind. You remain the mountain. There is no technique more powerful than presence, no wisdom greater than surrender. You don't have to fight your thoughts. You don't have to silence your pain. You only have to stop identifying with them. Let them come. Let them go as clouds, as waves, as echoes of a dream that no longer defines you. Because the moment you stop chasing peace, peace begins to find you. And when it does, you'll realize you were never looking for peace. You were looking for you. The you that is unshaken, the you that is already free, the you that nothing can hurt anymore, not because you became hard, but because you remembered how to soften and still remain whole. There is a quiet revolution happening within you, a sacred turning, from reaction to reflection, from resistance to acceptance, from fear to truth. You've spent years armoring yourself, layer upon layer, smiles that hid sorrow, achievements that masked emptiness, walls built not from strength, but from wounds. You've survived, but survival is not the same as being alive. And now, you're being called to return to life, not as it was, but as it truly is. Can you hear it? That subtle pull inward, not the voice of the world that screams, "Become more, prove more, be better," but the whisper that says, "Come home." Not to a place, not to a version of yourself that is flawless and admired, but to the quiet center within that needs no performance, no validation, no disguise. This is the great undoing, and it is sacred. You will not become unshakable by winning every battle. You will become unshakable by realizing that there is nothing to fight. The enemy you feared was never outside you. It was the illusion that you were not already whole. Let go of the armor. Let go of the perfectionism that keeps you afraid to be seen. Let go of the control that masks your tenderness. You are not here to control the waves. You are here to learn how to float. And in floating, you begin to understand that surrender is not weakness. It is the highest kind of strength. Because it means trusting something deeper than the mind, something older than fear, something sacred beyond belief. Imagine walking into a forest, not with a map, not with a destination, but with open eyes. You stop labeling every tree. You stop trying to define the path. You simply see. And in that seeing, there is peace. This is presence. This is the moment you stop being a prisoner of thought and become the witness of life. You were never meant to carry every moment with you. You were meant to let them pass through. Experience, then release. Feel, then allow. Live, then let go. But instead, we clutch. We hoard memories like proof of existence. We replay conversations. We pre-live tragedies that haven't happened. We call it preparation. But it's really just fear wearing logic's mask. Let it go. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel joy without guilt. You are allowed to put down the sword and trust the silence. And in that silence, you will remember something ancient. You are not your thoughts. You are not your story. You are the still awareness that sees the story. Can you feel it? That subtle shift from doing to being, from grasping to allowing, from self-judgment to self-love. It's not dramatic. It doesn't announce itself with thunder. It arrives like a soft breath, like a leaf falling from a tree, like morning light touching your skin. This is how transformation truly happens, not through force, but through surrender, not through conquest, but through remembrance. You were not born to be hard. You were born to be whole. And wholeness means holding space for the softest parts of you without shame. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is your compass. Your pain is not a punishment. It is an invitation. Your fear is not the enemy. It is the door. When you stop fearing what arises within you, you will finally see nothing has power over you unless you give it your belief. Not rejection, not judgment, not the echoes of your past. You are the space where they appear, and the space remains. Always. There is nothing to become, only something to remember. And that remembering begins now. Close your eyes. Breathe. Let yourself fall inward, not into darkness, but into truth. Not into chaos, but into depth. The place where silence speaks louder than words, where stillness hums with wisdom. There. No voice of doubt can touch you. No fear of the future can shake you, because you have returned to the source, to the witness, to the groundless ground where all things come and go. But you remain. When you touch that, truly touch it, the world changes. Not because it becomes easier, but because you are no longer ruled by its storms. This is not spiritual bypass. This is not avoidance. This is the deepest kind of courage. To sit with yourself and no longer flinch. To feel the sorrow without naming it failure. To feel the joy without fearing its end. To feel everything without losing yourself. That is the secret. That is the freedom. Nothing will hurt you anymore, not because you won't feel, but because you won't cling. Like wind through the trees, it will pass, and you will stay, silent, present, unshakable. In the stillness of the present moment, you begin to realize something profound. You have always been here, always been whole. The world has simply distracted you from it. You have been running, not towards something, but away from yourself, from the vulnerability that comes with being, from the quiet voice inside you that knows you do not need to control anything. You do not need to force yourself into any mold. The world will continue to swirl in its chaos. The voices will scream. The expectations will press. But you are the calm in the center of the storm, not because you've escaped the storm, but because you have learned to be with it. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in the middle of a raging river. The waters are fierce, pulling at you, pushing you downstream. At first, you struggle. You try to fight the current, but the more you fight, the more you're pulled under. Then, in the quiet moments between the waves, you realize you can stop fighting. You can flow with the river, not controlling the current, but moving with it, allowing the water to carry you instead of letting it drown you. This is the art of surrender, not to become passive, but to become present, to stop resisting what is, and trust that there is something deeper than the surface of the storm, something beneath the noise. That deeper place, the place of stillness, is where your true power lies. It isn't the power to make everything go your way. It isn't the power to control the outcome. It is the power to stay present, no matter what comes. The power to stay grounded in the midst of turbulence. The power to witness your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. And when you can do this, when you can be with life as it is, without needing it to be anything else, you become unshakable. You become like the mountain, rooted in the earth, standing tall and silent, while the winds of change howl around you. Let the winds come, let the waves rise, let the world turn upside down, because inside you, in the quiet center of your being, nothing can touch you. What will you choose to carry forward from here? What will you release from your past? What beliefs, what fears, What attachments no longer serve you? You are not bound by the stories you tell yourself. You are not confined by the past, by mistakes or regrets, by the weight of expectations others placed upon you. You are not even bound by your own fears. You are free, and in that freedom, you are unshakable. When you let go of the need to control your life, when you stop trying to push the river, you will find that the river flows in harmony with you. The current becomes your companion, not your enemy. The storm becomes your teacher, not your oppressor. You don't need to seek the calm. The calm is already here, waiting for you to remember it. Right now, in this very moment, you are stillness, you are peace, you are the sky, untouched by the clouds, and in that truth, you are already unshakable. So let the world swirl, let the drama unfold, let the chaos play its part. But let it play without you, because you are no longer at its mercy. You are the witness. You are the awareness behind the play. And that awareness, that knowing, cannot be harmed. In the quiet of your heart, you will hear it. The whisper of the truth that has always been yours. You are already enough. You have always been whole. You are already free. And when you remember this, when you stop fighting what is, when you stop seeking approval or validation, you will step into your power. You will find that you are not just unshakable, you are unbreakable. You are the mountain. You are the river. You are the sky. Now breathe in deeply. Feel the peace fill every part of you. Know that nothing at all can ever take this peace away. You are no longer the one who is shaken. You are the one who stands steady in the face of everything that comes and goes. And in this, you are truly free. You are truly unshakable. I am not the storm. I am the calm that witnesses it.